Welcome to r/Ohnoconsequences, where, wouldn't you believe it, OP's actions actually have consequences? My name is Trey and welcome back to Reload Reacts. This first post is by Unknown Lee, not original OP. My sister knew I didn't want a birthday celebration, so of course she arranged a surprise party and invited my ex-boyfriend so that we could fix things between us. Am I the asshole? I've never been big on birthdays. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate them. I just prefer something low-key. Dinner with my closest friends, maybe watch a film, something small basically. Everyone close to me knows this, especially my sister, let's call her Maya, who loves big gestures and believes every birthday or achievement needs balloons and a theme and much more. 2 weeks before my birthday, Maya started acting strange. She kept asking me if I'd be free that Saturday and acted weirdly when I asked why. I suspected that she was up to something, so I told her again that I didn't want to party. She just laughed and said that, as per usual, I was being no fun. A couple of nights ago, the night before my birthday, one of our mutual friends let it slip about it being a party. She mentioned what she was wearing. Anyway, turns out the whole family was invited and it was at our parents' house. Some co-workers were invited as well, but here's the kicker, my effing ex. For a little context, me and ex broke up 2 months ago. It ended pretty badly, no abuse or cheating, but it wasn't a pleasant ending. I've made it pretty clear to everyone in my life that I want no contact. Maya knows this. However, she's told me multiple times that I should just get over the whole situation because he's a nice guy and that he's been a part of all our lives for years. Not really her business, honestly, but okay. The first thing I did was call Maya, demanding answers, and she didn't deny it. She just said that we could finally talk it all out. She admitted that she hasn't just thrown this party for my birthday, but also so everyone could see my ex again and we could fix things between us. She literally said that I'd thank her later. I went mad. I said to her she had no right, that I would have been literally ambushed into the situation on my birthday. And this was all after I had specifically said that I didn't want a party. She just said that I was being dramatic and bloody ungrateful, that she had this whole thing planned because I wouldn't find better and it was a good gift. She said everyone had gifts and travel, that everyone was excited. So yesterday, my birthday, I completely powered off my phone and didn't let anyone know, other than my best friend, so we went out for lunch and went on a walk together. Ended up having a great day. When I finally got home, I turned my phone on and it was mental. Maya was fuming, people were disappointed, people even said I embarrassed Maya. Maya is now basically saying that I ruined the whole party and made it all about me. It was literally my birthday. She says that she did it out of a good place in her heart and that I should at least apologize for not showing up and letting people know. So am I the asshole? You didn't want a party, and she knows you didn't want a party or a big gesture at all. And not only did she give you a party with a bunch of people that you did not want, but also she invited your ex that you wanted no contact with. You're not the asshole. That person sucks. What the hell? What is that? Who does that? The top comment says here, how to do something nice for someone you care about on their birthday. Do the opposite of what they asked for. Invite the ex with whom they have no contact with. Blame them and play the victim to friends and family when everything doesn't work out. Yeah, no, exactly. I don't. How is this real? This next post is by Wonderful Mode. Not original OP. I'm refusing to follow my father's clearly set rules. Why won't he pay for my wedding? My wife and I have always told all of our kids that we will be willing to pay for their wedding if they follow a few rules. All family has to be invited, exceptions if something major happened. The wedding cannot be a destination wedding. If all your guests need to get on a plane basically and leave the country, immediate family gets a +1 even if they are not dating someone. Overall, the rules are not that hard to follow in my opinion. My daughter 31F is marrying Cindy 34F and they have picked out a venue and are working on the guest list. They both know the rules if they want me to pay. The daughter informed me yesterday that the wedding will be child-free. I told her that goes against one of the rules of me paying, that all the family must be invited. Yes, that includes the kids. We had a sit-down conversation where she tried to convince me to still pay, even if it was child-free. She wants it to be child-free because she wants it to be an elegant event, and her Cindy doesn't like kids that much because she experienced parentification as a kid. I told her I would think about it, and my decision was no. I informed both of them in short, and they are quite mad. I made it clear that they can do this type of wedding if they want, but I just won't be paying for it. This person doesn't speak perfect English. My daughter is pissed and saying that it is unfair because his siblings did get a free wedding. I pointed out that they followed my rules on this. Everyone is pissed basically. Okay, now, they've answered questions at the top of the post, so I'll read those first. Since I am seeing this a lot, Cindy has been to many events with kids. She even babysat before. She personally doesn't want children, but has been fine around kids before. Did other kids have issues with the rules? Only my middle son / daughter-in-law. They wanted an Italy wedding but decided against it after I informed them I wouldn't pay. They can still do a child-free wedding if they want, just means they won't get $50,000 to $100,000 from me. They will need to pay for it themselves. Another question. Why don't Cindy parent pay for it? They are the type of parent that don't give money for wedding. Yes, they will be there. Big on if you are old enough to get married, then you should pay for it, people. This one stumps me a bit because I feel like this dude sucks, but I don't know. What do the comments have to say? Top comment says, I don't think you are the asshole in this situation, but I do think you sound like an asshole. Yeah, I think that encapsulates it pretty well. Because I was kind of feeling the same, but I didn't know how to put it into words. That's a pretty good way of putting it. I feel like child-free weddings are pretty common, enough to not be like this in this situation. I'm not sure. I feel like both of you kind of suck because she is going against the rules, but also she doesn't need to follow them, so I don't know. I feel like people paying for their kids' weddings is not a common thing over here either. I think we all pay for ourselves weddings, but also maybe I'm just not in that rich bracket. This is a post by Dizzy Meal from r/am I overreacting. Original OP doesn't respond to the bride for several weeks and is shocked when she is booted from the bridal party. Okay, let's get into this, shall we? Hey, I have been racking my brain and we had to make a really tough decision. Blank and I decided to condense the bridal party all together because, as you know, this stuff isn't cheap. One or more of Blank's guys had to drop out, so we decided to do pairs walking down the aisle. I also decided that Blank will be the only maid of honor. She lives the closest and she's been here helping me with everything. I'm really sorry. If this upsets you, please know that this was not an easy decision to make. You could look at it this way, you'll be saving so much money. Okay, so by the look of it, we have a bit of a time skip. OP's got some comments here. So let's start off by saying the wedding is a day before my birthday. I, 25F, have been friends with A, late 20s F, for a long time. We went to college together and shared a dorm room together. Now A would always kick me out of the room when her ex-boyfriend came to see her. Fine, no problem. But it became a problem when I nearly fell asleep in the common area, which we are not allowed to be in after quiet hours. So her and I talked about it and we soon became friends. Now skip to sometime in 2024, A just got engaged and called me. She asked me to be her maid of honor. I, of course, said yes. So as time goes on, I help A plan everything bridal party related from the moment she got engaged. Now skip to today, little less than exactly 6 months before her wedding. I get a text from A saying that they made some financial cuts and one of A's fiancés dropped out of the wedding. Since this happened, I was cut and A's oldest BFF was going to be her only maid of honor. I asked her if I was cut out of the wedding as a whole or moved down to a bridesmaid. Her text was very vague. She said out of the wedding as a whole. When asked if I was even invited to the wedding, she stated if I wanted to. She tried to blame it on me still being in school and living far away from her over 8 hours. I was obviously upset about this, so I told her that the maid of honor curse must be real between us. She brushed me off saying that she had a family thing at 7 and we would talk about it later. I told her that it was okay. I see where I stand in her life and to not contact me again, so am I overreacting? Wow, okay, we've missed a bit here, so let's go back. Let's see the texts. We've had a bit of a time skip. So, am I a bridesmaid or am I just not in the wedding period? Not in the wedding period, we had to cut it down. So am I allowed to go to the wedding? If you want to. So you don't want me to come? I'm just wanting some clarification. Yes, I want you to come, but it's a very expensive trip. That's why I said it like that. I know you have school and everything, so I understand if you can't. So the maid of honor curse is true for us, right? What do you mean? Just that it's sad. I knew this was coming and I was getting kicked out of the wedding. You knew this was coming? That is, be kicked out of the wedding. I have to meet my family for dinner at 7 in Altoona. We'll have to talk about this later. No, it's okay. I understand where you stand in your life. Please don't text me again. Have a good life. Wow. Yeah. No. What happened? What? Okay, so someone said here, she replied in another post that she was taking 1 to 2 weeks to reply to the bride's texts. Well, yeah, of course that's going to happen then. Clearly not the first option on her mind, are you? Here's what someone said here. OP's post, I cut my friend off after getting kicked out of the wedding party, am I overreacting? OP's comments, I ignored my maid of honor for weeks at a time, did not purchase anything for the wedding, did not contribute meaningful to planning because life happens. Bride didn't even call me to break the news, but generally speaking, she and I rarely speak on the phone. How dare she treat me so poorly? You're overreacting big time and failed at holding yourself accountable. Yeah, no, you are. You need to take a step back and calm down, okay? You can keep this friendship if you want, but they're not doing anything wrong. They're fine. You're just barely talking to them. You're barely a friend at all. Probably better for them if you cut them off. Jesus, maybe that was a bit harsh. I'm sure you can fix things. This post is from Quiet Mix from Am I the Asshole? Ohnoconsequences post here from Not Original OP says, why would you go out with another man after I cheated on you? ? Obvious sarcasm right there. So let's see what this post is about. My boyfriend of almost 6 years was caught cheating. Again. I know, I should have left the first time, but I didn't. Now, found out he was with another woman around Thanksgiving and again a week ago. I have dealt with a few red flags that I shouldn't have for years, found adult chats, extreme hub consumption. I don't need anyone to tell me I should have left because I know this and kick myself. Anyways, I found out he went out with her and went back to her apartment recently. Of course, upset and distraught, but not surprised. So in my emotional state, I approached a guy who had asked me out a while back, but I had declined because of my relationship, and we set up to have a date. He is aware that I'm not looking for anything serious. In the back and forth of me and my ex texting, I told him, I'm gonna drop off the rest of your stuff on my way to my date. And he lost it. He kept texting me how sad he was, and he didn't want to think about me with someone else, and am I really going to do it? I said yes, I am. I didn't outright say it, but alluded to the possibility of adult time, and that I would if it led to that. He became an emotional wreck and blowing up my phone. Well, my date was last night, and I did not engage in any adult activity, but I also didn't tell my ex that I didn't either. So basically, I'm leaving him to wallow in the hurt and despair he had put me through a couple of times. I have no intention of getting back with him. The camel's back is broken. Am I wrong though for being purposefully vindictive? My friend said it's a bit extreme, but I felt this unsettling need to make sure he felt what I have. No need to tell me what a hot mess it is, lol. ETA. All of the back and forth was prior to the date. The evening of the date he texted me, please don't do this, I effed up. To which I replied okay, and blocked him on all means of communication with me. It was not an after the fact baiting, but more of the last word. I will not contact him. I feel pretty content and optimistic about where I am going from here. I will focus on myself and my life. And the guy I went on the date with is aware of the circumstances, and we agreed to foster a friendship and go with the flow. I feel like this comment says it perfectly. He's the one who cheated twice and she waited until after they broke up to see anyone else, so even if it was deliberately vindictive, still not the asshole. I think that summed it up perfectly. I don't think I have anything more to say there. This is an Am I the Asshole post from a deleted user. Okay, so Not Original OP says, am I the asshole for trying to force my daughter to do what I want for her birthday? It's also got the bad parent tag. So let's check out this story and see what's going on here. Throw away because my daughter uses Reddit. I, 45M, have 3 kids, 16M, 14M, and 12F. This story concerns 12F. Now, my daughter's birthday falls on New Year's, so it tends to be disregarded, never on purpose, because it's between 2 big holidays, but we've always tried to make her feel special. My daughter is a known introvert and tends to spend a lot of the time in her room, and if we're at a family event, she just sits in a corner on her phone. She also is very unconventional in the sense that she doesn't desire a lot of the things that are typical of girls her age. Ah, stereotyping, love that. Me and my wife have tried to fix this, not something to fix, and get her to open up more, but to no avail. Yeah, I wonder why. The issue arose because when me and my wife asked her how she wanted to spend her birthday, she said something along the lines of, alone with snacks in my room. That sounds great. Reasonable, fair enough. This request wasn't outlandish for her, but spending your birthday alone doesn't seem like a good way to spend your birthday. It would also reflect poorly on us as the family likes big celebrations. Nothing says prioritizing your daughter on her birthday like how it reflects poorly on you for the family. W dad right here. So instead, we invited family over on her birthday for a birthday/New Year's celebration. It was a barbecue with lots of snacks, a projector that my brother brought, and a rented bouncy castle. I thought she would realize that this was way better and a more productive way to spend her birthday, but I was wrong. Crazy, it's almost like it's not what she wanted. She was miserable the whole time and just sat in the corner. When everyone left late at night, she started screaming at me and my wife about how we ruined her birthday. My wife did most of the scolding and she was sent to her room. How could we ruin her birthday if her plans were just bed rotting? She was also mad because she didn't get the gift she wanted, which was a hot chocolate machine. She's the only family member who drinks hot chocolate, and she's not 50, so we got her something else that we thought she would appreciate more. This morning she ignored all of us, including my sons who were on our side, because they think she's being ungrateful since the party was great. I was just trying to make her birthday special. Am I the asshole? Okay. Let me ask you something. Was the party for you? You can be honest. Was the party for you? Was that it? Was it for you? No? Okay. Then why did you do that? Why? Why would you do that? She did not ask for that. She didn't want people there. And you were like, I'm going to invite as many people as possible. This is exactly what she wants. No wonder she was miserable. And then you scolded her for her own opinion? Dude, not cool. What is wrong with you? I am so glad that she will grow up and eventually she'll never have to see you again. Maybe you'll change, maybe you'll get better. The axe forgets, the tree doesn't. So enjoy living with that. This was r/Ohnoconsequences. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to go check out some other videos on the channel. And also make sure to hit that subscribe button because I post new Reddit content every single day. If you agreed or disagreed with anything I've said in the video, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. This is Reload Reacts and I will see you in the next video.